Hello, I'm Gary Maloney here for Sacktown Slam. And I'm here to give you a review for Smackdown for August 29th, 2017. Now, before I go over anything, I want to go over what I see as logical booking and what I see as not logical booking. Logical booking. Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin versus The Ascension. You're going to have to job out somebody to that tag team. So that was logical booking on Road Dogg's part. And I even think The Ascension stepped up in this match. So yes, this was logical booking. Not logical booking. Having Nakamura take a fucking RKO at the end of a match that he and Randy Orton won. I mean, Randy Orton's supposed to be the face, right? I mean, I get you're having a face versus face match for number one contendership between Randy Orton and Nakamura, which yet again reeks of illogical booking. Why? Because Jinder Mahal beat Randy Orton not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. Why in God's name are you going to give him yet another title match that just reeks of illogical booking and desperation? Give me a break, WWE. I realize, we don't want to put Nakamura and AJ together. I get that. But you have plenty of other people you could have put in that position. Yeah, I mean, Rusev, he's sitting there talking smack about coming right after Mahal after they quote-unquote win that match. Well, why are you helping a guy who you didn't want to tag with a couple of months ago? I mean, this whole match, the way this whole thing rolled out just didn't feel natural, and B, the way this whole thing ended did not feel natural. It didn't feel organic. It felt like, we're just going to say Randy Orton is going to be put in a match with Nakamura and they're going to fight for number one contendership. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but did you not just say last week that Nakamura deserved a rematch? Because, Shinsuke and the fucking Goon Squad interfered in his match. So, again, illogical booking. I feel like this is beginning to spiral out of control with Mahal. Get the title off of Mahal. Just please, do us a favor and get it off of him before it becomes the end of the WWE title. And what's with this week and him saying, for the people of the continent of Asia? I thought he was all about India. Like, where did Asia come into play here? I mean, I realize India is a part of that continent, but he was all about the Punjabi. Where does the rest of that continent, and why does that mean anything to him? I mean, that just kind of came from out of left field. These are those little things, that they build up, and they, and I even have to say about the Fashion Files. It's time for these guys to do some in-ring work again. And I noticed during that skit, he lifted up a belt and he's all title. And do I want them to have the titles? Yes. Do I want them to earn it? Also, yes. But you could be entering the tag team title scene now with a way more competitive field than you originally were going to have. I mean, it was like 4, I believe, when they lost the titles to the New Day at the beginning of the year. I think it was March or April. It was, I think, before WrestleMania, they lost the titles. The Fashion Police lost the titles, or Breezango, whatever the hell you want to call them, lost the titles to the Usos, and now the Usos have been in hot potato mode, as Vince would so have it be called, between those two teams. Look, and yet they had another match tonight in order to name the stipulation for their rematch. The name of the next pay-per-view is called Hell in a Cell. Gee, I wonder what stipulation they're gonna pick. No DQ, probably gonna be a part of it. Steel cage, probably not the kind of steel cage that's a normal steel cage match. Oh wait, it's gonna be Hell in a Cell. Durr. Freaking WWE just thinks we're all derps. I mean, come on. This match didn't even have to take place. Just like a lot of other matches tonight didn't even have to take place. And you could have had, you could have still had like Mike Kanellis on there, but why not have Mike Kanellis be defeated by Ty Dillinger? That way you get at least some steam under Ty Dillinger. Have Mr. freaking Aiden English, if you're going to bury him, have it be done by Kevin Owens, by a pissed off Kevin Owens, or a pissed off Baron Corbin. Because apparently you're not done with Baron Corbin. I feel like the company is treating Baron Corbin like freaking, Braun Strowman treats freaking Roman Reigns. I'm not done with you yet. It's like, figure it out. Why? Because Cena's not there? Now you're not going to bury him? Okay. I mean, whatever. But you need to figure out what his place in the company and in the locker room is going to be. Because it just, this show, for the most part, just felt weird. And it to me, just, it could have been better. Anyway, it started out with the Singh brothers walked out and introduced Jinder Mahal, who walked out to the ring. Mahal hyped the main event and vowed to beat his rivals Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura. He said that no one understands what it's like to be him. He said that he is disrespected, and despite him being the WWE champion, which he seemed to state like 5 times to try to get a reaction from the crowd, by the way, and for the most part, he did not get a reaction. They wouldn't give him a pop. Which, that to me just shows me that this experiment is done. Just get that title off of him now. You are wasting our time with Jinder Mahal. The fans don't like him because they're not xenophobic, they're not racist. He's just a shitty champion. He's not a good wrestler. Like, he almost dropped Nakamura out of the Colossus he pulled at the end of the night. It was like awful. Anyway, no one understands, despite him being the WWE champion, and that the fans laugh at him since Nakamura made him look like a fool. He said that someone must pay. The Singh brothers apologized to him for losing to Nakamura last week. They promised to never let Nakamura hurt him again. They wanted to kiss Mahal's royal feet, but before they could, Nakamura walked out to the ring. Mahal and the Singh brothers beat him down in the ring. This led to Orton running down to make the save, but that didn't last long as Rusev ran down and hit a super kick to Orton. Mahal and Rusev stood tall in the ring to close the segment. Yeah, they beat up Orton and Nakamura, which, when this happens at the beginning of the show, you know the faces are going to stand tall at the end of the show. My issue here is that it should have just stayed that way, but I just feel like, why are you booking Orton versus Nakamura if he was supposed to get a rematch? I don't like that decision. I hate it. Then you had Gable and Benjamin, who worked over Victor and quick tags in the early going. Connor pulled down the top rope, which sent Gable flying over the top rope. Commercial break. Now, during this commercial break, which they apparently don't want to give any credence or credit to Smackdown for doing this, but they do kind of have a split screen, and they show what's going on Smackdown on one side and the commercials on the other. This was a back and forth. It wasn't as one-sided as it sounded. So, but I feel like it looked one-sided up until a particular point. We're back, and the Ascension is in control of Gable. They work him over and quick tags and kept him contained in the corner. Moments later, Gable gets the hot tag to Benjamin. After avoiding a splash, Benjamin landed a series of strikes to Victor, and then a back body drop. Benjamin with a heel kick to Connor with a big kick to Victor. Benjamin went to the top rope with a high-flying clothesline for 2 as Connor broke it up. Gable sent him to the floor, and Benjamin hit a Fates Buster to Connor for the win. This looked like a great match. I mean, for an opener, as far as a tag team, and they even had music for them to come out to. And I've noticed that they have been retconning a lot of different music. I mean, whether it's been Jinder Mahal's music, whether it's been, whether it's been Mahal's, whether it's been Seth Rollins' music. Granted, it's only one chunk of it, but that's still that. You've got Jason Jordan's, you've got Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. You've got just a ton of different people. Even Big Cass, before he got injured, had new music. I mean, there's just people left and right that are getting new music, and that's not necessarily a bad thing when that happens. And I think that needs to happen, not every day, but there does come a time when that needs to happen, and this does feel about the right time for that to happen. Okay, commercial break. AJ Styles cuts a promo in the ring about beating Kevin Owens and retaining the U.S. title last week. He says that he will open the U.S. title, and the challenge starts right now. U.S. title match, AJ Styles versus Ty Dillinger. Where the fuck rock did they find Ty Dillinger under? He must have finally been done giving every Sonic Shake a 10. I mean, I want to see more of Ty Dillinger. And I'm glad that they had him for the U.S. Open Challenge. I was like, oh my gosh, are they actually going to give it to him? But no. And I hate to, spoil that one for you, but that did not happen. Ty Dillinger really should have been the one to fight Mike Kanellis tonight. I mean, that whole thing, which we'll get to after this, just made no sense. But, it is what it is. And before Dillinger came out, you saw Baron Corbin come out, and, he was like, I was the one that said I was gonna come out here and cash in, and Ty Dillinger's like, but I was the first one out here, and Baron Corbin pushes Ty Dillinger, and then Ty Dillinger just pushes the fuck out of Baron Corbin. I think he tripped and landed right into the guardrail. I mean, he took a nasty fall. So, I mean, obviously he was okay because he was able to finish the segment, but whoo-wee, Ty Dillinger's obviously more powerful than I assumed. They lock up and exchange shots. Dillinger caught Styles and went for a tiebreaker, but Styles blocked it and hooked him in for a calf crusher for the win. Short and sweet. They didn't really give this match that much time. It was maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes tops. So, post-match, Baron Corbin ran out and sent Ty Dillinger into the barricade. Okay, apparently that happened post-match, but I'm pretty sure that was pre-match. Baron Corbin ran out and sent Ty Dillinger into the barricade, so this was tit for tat, Styles caught him with a forearm, and Corbin retreated to the floor, and they exchanged words to end the segment. Okay, we see Mahal and Rusev talking about beating Orton and Nakamura tonight. Rusev said that tonight's match is all about revenge. Rusev said that they are not friends, and that after tonight's win, he's coming for the WWE title. Commercial break. Now, that made sense. And if you had just ended tonight on dissension between Mahal and Rusev, that would have been fine with me, but that's not the way you ended it, is it, Road Dogg? Anyway, singles match. Mike Kanellis versus Bobby Roode. And this is another problem. Bobby Roode is a really, really big deal. I get why you might put him against Mike Kanellis because they have experience with each other in ring. So it's not like a huge deal to make this match, but it was more or less beneath Bobby Roode after what he's done. Anyway, speaking of changes, Mike Kanellis has different tights now. He's wearing tights that are very, very, very reminiscent of Mr. Ass, as it has the lips on the buttocks of the pants and lips all over the legs, and then there's a little heart shape, you know, that's got just a picture of Mike and Maria Kanellis on it, and it's like, okay, whatever. You just ripped off the Mr. Ass design and put Kanellis's design in there on top of it. Whatever, obviously most later millennial fans would not remember that, but most earlier ones would. Okay, they lock up and Kanellis knocks him down. Rude fought out of a headlock and connected with some clotheslines. Rude with a big boot and a neck breaker off the middle rope. Rude ate a back elbow and then connected with a spine buster and hit the glorious DDT for the win. Winner, Bobby Roode. This match basically had Mike Kanellis putting Bobby Roode in a bunch of rest holds, hence why I say this match was way beneath Bobby Roode. And why you feel you need to feature both Bobby Roode and Nakamura in the same friggin' night, I don't get it. Where's the sense? You're killing your ratings essentially by doing this. I don't get it. I honestly do not get it. You're not understanding about good booking here. You're booking your stars basically into submission because you're booking top name talent against crappy name talent, where you should be booking guys in a ladder system. Like, why AJ even has the US title makes no sense. Why Jeff Hardy is getting an Intercontinental title shot next Monday makes no sense. Why he suddenly went from losing 2 or 3 tag team title matches to being number 1 contender for the Intercontinental title makes no sense. But that's WWE for you. Illogical booking. After the commercial break, we see Aiden English singing in the ring. Kevin Owens walked out and told him that none of his fans can appreciate his talents, or none of the fans could appreciate his talents. And then he told English to get out of his ring, which English did. Owens started cutting a promo about Shane McMahon costing him the U.S. title match against Styles last week. He said that he should be U.S. champion, but McMahon screwed him over twice. He said that this would have never happened if he was on Raw. He said that Smackdown is McMahon's personal playground. This led to Shane walking out to the stage. Shane McMahon explained the situation and noted that he counted the pinfall 1, 2, 3, not 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3. It was just 1, 2, 3. It's normal 3 count. So I'm not complaining. It's not like the ref screwed over anybody. He made it clear to Owens that Owens lost to Styles. McMahon said that the fans are tired of listening to Owens, and then McMahon booked English versus Sami Zayn and told Owens to get lost. Then English backed him into the... Okay, then we have Aiden English versus Sami Zayn. English backed him into the corner and hit a suplex for 2. Zayn clotheslined him over the top rope and hit an outside dive. Owens, who was on commentary, said that he had had enough of this and got into the ring and went to a referee and took off his shirt. I'm like, okay, this is weird. Zayn then went to the top rope, but was distracted by Owens. English attacked Zayn from behind. Owens hit his pump-up power bomb to Zayn, and English covered him with a quick 3 count for the win. This seems to me, if WWE has half a brain, which right now it does not seem that way, that this is leading to another Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn fight. If anything, this is Kevin Owens taking out his frustrations on other people. I completely see that being the case here. I think that if you're not going to do anything with Sami Zayn, putting him up against Kevin Owens is probably a good thing to do. Maybe you trade Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens back to Raw. It is what it is here. Obviously September 11th is, the supposed date of this shakeup that's supposedly happening. That can get changed at that, based on what McMahon wants or doesn't want. So we'll see what happens here. I don't think that there's much more to be said about that. McMahon, after the commercial break, McMahon was interviewed by Renee Young backstage. He said that English's win over Zayn has been removed from the record and that he is leaving the arena. Dolph Ziggler cut a promo backstage about his plans taking longer than expected. He said that he is given over and over, that he is given over and over, and that he is an afterthought. He thinks that he is a star, but the fans don't see that. This was a much bigger promo than is being described here. It really felt like Ziggler was shooting from the hip here, much like John Cena and Roman Reigns were the night before. Because he was basically saying that, nobody knows what this even means, and just talking crap about a lot of stars and about how he's given over 10 years to this business and that he's got nothing out of it, and that for all of his hard work, and if anybody deserves to be able to say this, it's Ziggler. Because Ziggler has had one World Heavyweight Championship. And that's not even WWE. That's World Heavyweight Championship. He's had a dozen Intercontinental title reigns, but he's never really held the belt. So, I'll be honest, I really see this. I hope that Ziggler gets pushed here with this remake. We were supposed to see it this week. They keep pushing it off and pushing it off. I don't think they know what to do with him. So they're just having him cut promos, either A, until it's ready, or B, and just to piss people off and to find the right opponent for them. So we'll see where this goes, and if I hear anything, I'll report back on it. Then you had the Usos versus the New Day in what must be their at least 4th or 5th meeting with each other in the last 3 months. Gag me already. I do not want it. This match was so unnecessary. This match started during a commercial. The match started during a commercial break. Kingston and and what is with Big E? Speaking of starting during the commercial break, one of the first things I see Big E do is grab Jey Uso, lick his freaking hand, and then just start spanking him. New Day rocks. New Day, like that. And just trying to get the crowd pumped up. Like, why does everything with Big E have to be sexual? I mean, obviously Jericho may have had something to this big erection thing that he was talking about, because Big E's, I don't know, I think he gets away with certain things that wouldn't normally be able to be gotten away with. Kingston and Big E worked over Jey with quick tags. Big E put the boots to him, but missed a big splash on the apron. Kingston got the boot and tag and hit a series of kicks and clotheslines to Jey. Kingston hit the bomb drop. Kingston missed Trouble in Paradise, but was able to hit a crossbody for 2. Jimmy knocked Kingston down and hit a super kick to Big E. Kingston kicked Jimmy, then missed a splash, and Jey went for a Samoan drop, but Kingston reversed it with a dragon sleeper. Jimmy tagged himself in and rolled up Kofi Kingston for the win. Unnecessary match. Why bother? You could have had the New Day face anybody else and work over the Hype Bros. You could have had them work over, I don't know, the Fashion Police. You know, you could have had them work over any of these other great tag teams on SmackDown. You could have had them, you know, welcome a repackaged Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. But because I hear that they're getting repackaged, or I hear that they might package Luke Harper and Crazy Steve together in some kind of clown gimmick. I don't have any hard proof on that. Just rumors that I've been hearing, but these are things that have been going around the internet quite a bit. I mean, why does it always have to be the Usos and the New Day? It's only going to be classic if you don't give it to us every week. You know, this has got to be a big match, like something you don't see every day kind of match. Like, I get, and I swear, next week, we are going to hear the word dream match, or the phrase dream match, about Orton and Nakamura probably 50 times. Like, I ought to just, you know, count it for all of you. Because if I had counted how many times, or even known that they were going to use the words dream match or structure right around Battleground, I'd have probably counted that too. And I'd have known that he'd have said the word structure 63 times, or that he'd have said the word dream match something like 30 times. Like, come on, JBL, learn from your mistakes. Anyway, Carmella cut a backstage promo blaming James Ellsworth for revealing her master plan to Natalya last week. Ellsworth wanted to know if she got his flowers. This led to Natalya walking up and saying that Ellsworth stooged her off. Natalya threatened to make Carmella the Baron Corbin of the women's division. I'm gonna tell you right now that's a shot at Baron Corbin from creative. Absolutely guarantee that was the case here. So because to say that about her and her Money in the Bank, I mean, it almost makes me think that they're planning on having her lose that too. I mean, is she becoming a cocky bitch like Baron Corbin was backstage? Because if that's the case, she deserved to lose. So, we'll see on that one, and when all the stories come out on that. Anyway, Natalya challenged Carmella to a match next week. Suddenly, Naomi walked up and told Natalya that in 2 weeks they will have a title match on Smackdown Live, and wished her luck because she will have a busy 2 weeks. Yeah, it sounds like they do have plans for Natalya. I know that not everyone is the biggest fan of her being the champ. I like this. I like Natalya being pushed like this. And I like her having the chance and having the outlet of being able to prove herself. I kind of wish she would have had a match tonight, non-title against someone. But for some stupid reason, they had a match with Tamina that meant pretty much nothing. So, okay. But, yeah. This SmackDown last week was pretty good. This week was awful. Anyway, next. Lana introduced Tamina for a match. It was Tanya Stock versus Tamina. Tamina tossed her around the ring, and then her finisher for the win. Tanya Stock got no offense in. None. Like, literally, Lana said, Tamina crush, and she was out there on a microphone like she was friggin' AW or something. Like, she should have had one of those microphones you could kind of travel with. Like, she shouldn't have had a shot microphone. But, whatever. Commercial break. Fashion Files segment was... Okay, Fashion Files segment was shown. It was kind of funny because he was talking about like he picked up a pair of headphones. It looked like one of those Turtle Beach headphones, and he's like, "What are those headphones?" And then Tyler Breeze is like, no, it's some kind of supersonic hearing device. And then Tyler Breeze is like, do you know what that is? And he picks up this leather belt, and he's all, a title. And he's all, no, it's a belt. I honestly think on that one they were poking fun at Vince. So maybe Road Dogg has a sense of humor with that one. But still, and then they were like, you know what this is? And then it was a black light. So they're looking at all these boxes, and it's arrows that are all pointed in a circular motion. But then one of the things that I don't understand is what's the deal? Because they've been teasing this 2B thing. I don't know if it means to be continued or just whatever, but I think they're hinting at a title shot for them. When, I don't know. It's obviously going to be post October, which is when their next pay-per-view is. I don't know. Maybe they get it at Survivor Series. Maybe they get it afterwards. I mean, I would like to see them in ring a couple times before they get another title shot, though. Then, of course, the last match, Jinder Mahal versus Rusev and Randy Orton. Jinder Mahal and Rusev versus Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura. Okay, we're back, and Mahal are in control of Nakamura. Nakamura caught him with a kick, but Mahal knocked him down and landed a series of strikes. Nakamura landed a kick and got the hot tag to Orton, who put the boots to Mahal in the corner. Orton went for an RKO, but Mahal blocked it. Mahal went to the floor, but Orton knocked him down with the shoulder block. Back in the ring, Orton went for a middle rope DDT, but Rusev sent him into the ring post and then put the boots to him on the floor. And that shot to the ring post, that looked like it hurt. Rusev tossed him back into the ring and worked him over with strikes. Moments later, Orton got the hot tag to Nakamura. Nakamura hits a series of strikes on Rusev, which people were chanting yes, 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 because they were a lot like Daniel Bryan's yes kicks. And then he hit an enziguri kick to the back of Rusev's head that I think, whoo-wee, that was a nasty sounding kick. I DVR'd that one and he got smacked. And then he locked in an arm bar, but Mahal broke it up. Orton hit a botched DDT to Mahal, which it was botched. It didn't look very good. So Nakamura hit a knee strike to Rusev for the win. Okay. Nakamura and Orton had a stare down. Orton hit an RKO to Nakamura and stood tall to close out the show. Now, how do I put this? This was a terrible way to end the show. And right before he hit that RKO, I was trying to read their lips because they were saying something to each other. I couldn't tell what Nakamura was saying, but if my lip reading is at all legible, it sounded like, or it looked like Randy Orton was saying, "Do you want me to do it?" Is what it looked like he was saying, and Nakamura was shaking his head. He was like, "Do it," you know. So I think that's why Randy Orton RKO'd him, but I don't think that was the best choice, even if it was Nakamura, and even if it was Nakamura's choice. I doubt it was, because I think that Road Dogg was probably the stupid person to ask for that to happen, or Kevin Dunn or Vince McMahon wanted that to happen. I mean, the beast that I knew as Shinsuke Nakamura from New Japan and fucking NXT, he's dead. I mean, that person is dead. So the Nakamura we have now is not undefeatable. He's not untouchable. He's not an oven at 450 degrees, oven baked and ready to go. You know, this is a totally different and unrecognizable Nakamura. I don't like it. I don't want it. But how you are going to reverse this, I don't know. So, I mean, you've kind of already fucked over so much indie talent in the last, I don't know, year. I mean, everyone other than AJ Styles has just been. It's disappointing, and you know, and I'm afraid because I'm afraid that they're gonna make Orton the number one contender, and they're gonna give him a fifth shot at the WWE title. That's 5 times in 6 months. 5. Why? Why? It makes 0 sense. In fact, if I had a dime for how much sense this made, you know how many dimes I'd have? 0 dimes! So, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, that is my Smackdown review for tonight. I will be back tomorrow for an NXT review where I know now for a fact that we will be seeing Adam Cole, baby, on NXT. So I am looking forward to that stare down between him and what apparently is being called Redragon, because it's a lowercase r and a lowercase e and a capital D and capital R with a lowercase agon. So, excuse me there. But yeah, I mean, should be interesting just for the sake of it. But yeah, you know, and I'm amazed that they made Shinsuke Nakamura take that RKO. It's just dumb. Anyway, that is Sacktown Slam's Smackdown review for tonight, August 29th, 2017. If I did it right, there should be a subscription sign on the upper right hand corner and an annotation to the last video in the bottom right hand corner. Just go to one of those to subscribe or to see my previous video. This has been Sacktown Slam with Gary Maloney, and I am out.